comes through, because apparently that bug is still a thing, and we just gotta wait and see what's happening. Yep, it is working.
Okay.
Yay.
Do you guys see me, do you see me straight on, or was the camera panning?
No, it's straight on.
Okay, because on the VCS show, they said I was going back and forth making Jeff Morris car sick or something.
Okay.
It was like this. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Okay.
Nope, nothing like that here. All right, Dementia Radio now, and recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast. Brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice!
Hey, Luke Ski!
We have the one and only legendary Sulu!
I don't know about legendary. I'm older than most of you, though.
Welcome,
well,
Sulu.
You got to sit in on...
Oh, welcome. It's a pleasure to be here. And to know that in 2 weeks, Dr. Demento will be retiring. So I have a lot of Kleenex. Anyway, so I'm a little sad, but I'm happy for, you guys, because I really appreciate you welcoming me into the FuMP in 2021. Tom Rockwell, Devo Spice, and the rest of you guys, so I could start writing again. And you're responsible for that, because I went through a stale period. I just was into other people's songs and doing my regular job and taking care of the kids, and you welcomed me, and I totally appreciate it. And
well,
Steve
happy to have you
too.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
So,
I mean,
let me do this real quick. Welcome to episode 798 of the Funny Music Podcast for Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. The title of this week's episode is Spooky Glow. And I don't know why what the hell is my computer on that it's on a wire. Okay.
There's a spooky glow above you.
Oh, there is, yeah.
Look at yeah.
Wait a minute, now I got to do the thing. Yeah, it's the light above me off the top of the webcam. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know what the determining factor is, but
Luke's tired.
Well, I'll tell you why in a little bit.
yeah.
Okay, I know.
We can do that now, in fact.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke failed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
No, he's right.
So, Luke, what you been up to?
Well, a friend of mine and her husband, I've been out of town, so I've been going over to their place to feed their cat and their birds. So that's a thing I now have to contend with, either doing it in the morning before work or coming home from work. And today I saw I'll actually get back to the apartment by 7 p.m. if I go straight there, so I'll just go and feed the bird afterwards. And then I got back here, and then I saw the message from you saying, oh, it's going to be late tonight. And I was like, oh, God damn it. Totally forgot about that. So I could have gone and fed them first, but whatever. Kalani and I had our... we really weren't able to do much of anything because of my job and life and things being busy, but we had our second dating anniversary, so that was neat. We hung out with each other, and that was basically it. That's about all we had time to do. Earlier that same day, Kalani went to her nephew Max's birthday party out in Santa Clarita, and then after that she came over to my place, and I got home from work, and we just kind of laid on the couch and watched TV or something. I don't know, something like that. But at least we got to be together a little bit. Also, I recorded and posted episode 8 of Luke Ski's Animation Stuff podcast with Agatha Vile, the mad scientist character who is all about the crab experiments, as heard on Tony Goldmark's podcast, Escape from Walt Disney. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. She wanted to have the topic be gay coding in classic animated films, and talking about things like the Hays Code and stuff, and then that led into a conversation about LGBTQIA plus representation in animated series, over the past 30 or 40 years, leading to it really ramping up starting in about 2010. So yeah, so that was a good discussion. I'm glad that episode got posted. Other than that, just been working. Oh, and then the thing that's making me tired is that I finally had enough done that last night that I had the time to play my anniversary gift from from Kalani. I got her a Spider-Man charm for her Pandora bracelets, and she got me Donkey Kong Bonanza
Nice.
for Switch 2, as well as the amiibo of Donkey Kong and Pauline there. So, but yeah, it's a super fun game. I played like the first 3 levels, and then I got to a point where I'm like, okay, I really have to force myself to go to bed if I want to get any decent amount of sleep before I have to go to work. So, yeah.
And you got a new job, right?
Well, yeah, I am in the middle of week 6, is it, I believe? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, so, yeah, I'm in the middle of week 6, which means that after, starting, I guess, this coming Monday, I'm finally at the point where when I started the job, they told me, don't make any plans for anything else in your life. We want to be able to schedule you whenever we want and change your hours and do whatever. So don't make any plans for anything else at all. Period. And that was kind of annoying, but especially considering I had to cancel 4 different caricature gigs. That totally in total would have made me about $1,200. For like parties and stuff, but I had to do what they wanted, in order to work there. So, so I don't know if I'm really going to be able to go back to doing the party gigs at all, because I'm still working 6 days a week, and they still are very sticklery about trying to get any kind of time off. For example, Kalani's best friend Ella is getting married on October 25th. So Kalani wants, and also Kalani's the maid of honor. So obviously Kalani wants me to be there. It's on Saturday the 25th. My normal day off every week is Mondays, which would be that particular work week. I guess that would be the 20th. So, excuse me. But
aren't weddings at night? No.
Well, just because Kalani's still in this kind of general notion of recovery, plus she's going to be starting radiation treatments and doing that as a preventative measure starting on October 13th. So yeah, it's a lot to deal with, but anyway, the point is just that normally my day off is Monday, and the wedding is on the Saturday. So I went and talked to the plant manager to ask her if there's any way, since I'm past the first 6 weeks, can I have that Saturday off? And by asking that, I meant, can I have that Saturday off as an unpaid day off, that week, and just have the rest of the week happen like normal? And she basically said, well, in order for that to work, we would have to have you have that Saturday be your one day off of the week. So I'd have to work on that Monday and then go in and then have the Saturday off. So that means, if I understand it correctly, I'd have Monday the 13th off, then I would have to work 11 days in a row, then I would have Saturday the 25th off, then I'd have to work on Sunday the 26th, and then I would have Monday the 27th off. It's like, why can't you just give me the day off? I'm not even asking to be paid for that day off. I don't get it. So, but whatever, I'm going to do it because it's what needs to be done in order to make sure that I'm there for the thing. So, I'm hoping that eventually this type of ridiculousness will, be less of a thing. I'm also hoping that eventually I'll, instead of working 6 hours a day, 6 days a week, that I'll end up working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and actually get 2 days off in a row, like most human adults get to have, when they're my age. So, yeah, that's just, I can't even remember why I brought all this stuff up, but yeah, it's just the job. It's like, they basically are like, we own you, now and forever, amen, so I also asked them about, putting in the time of, putting in time off for going out for MarsCon, and she basically said, well, you should wait till about a month before it happens, and then ask for it then. And I don't think she quite understands that, the situation of, no, I run events at this thing, I intend to be there.
Yeah.
So if
Right.
if her whole way of thinking is, and by then it'll be like, okay, is it September, October, November, December, January, February, beginning of March. So it'll be like, I will have been working there for just over 6 months by that point. I'm probably going to have to miss going to see my family at all during the Christmas holidays because that's peak season, and they're going to have us working 7 days a week, 10 or 12-hour days from what they tell me. So it's not peak season the first weekend of March. So I'm going to buy a plane ticket, and I intend to be at MarsCon, and I'm going to ask for those days off, and if they don't give them to me, I'm going to tell them, hi, I'm not showing up those days. I've been good Mr. Employee Man for 6 months, and I've done all these things you want, including miss Christmas with my family. I'm going to this thing. You deal with it however you want. If you want to write me up or give me whatever citations or yakety schmackety blah blah blah, do what you need to do. But I'm outie. I missed last year for a good reason. I'm not going to miss this year for a dumb reason. So, anyway.
I'm sure Ian would be happy to do it again, but you deserve to be there.
Well, I mean, part of the reason I wanted to make Ian the guest of honor was to thank him for stepping up and, I asked him to MC things, but he kind of became the de facto, track runner for me. And, that wasn't part of the job description, but I appreciate that he stepped up and did that for me. And, I'd been thinking about it for years, but now it's like, okay, cool. I'm giving this to Ian. Also, this is a year when the Logan Awards is not happening at MarsCon, so that way Ian doesn't have to worry about running the Logan Awards and being the guest of honor, so he can just concentrate on doing his show and whatever else he feels like doing. So, anyway, I'll shut the hell up now. So, Devo, what have you been up to?
Well, I was just interviewed on another podcast, which is why this show is late this evening. I did mention this last week, but apparently I was going to send out an email, and I've been so busy, like crazy busy. And but anyway, I was on a podcast called The Real Story, and the video is in fact still uploading. So if my bandwidth sucks in particular tonight, that's why. But so that should be available to watch starting sometime next week if you didn't catch the live stream. I will put that as soon as I have a link that I can share. I will send out an email. Today is my son's 18th birthday, so happy birthday, Jeremy.
Birthday, tell him to vote.
He's the one we used to call Fluffy Destroyer of Worlds, and that name is still appropriate for some reason. Yesterday, I posted a bonus minisode of Manic Mondays for my Patreon backers, and I screwed up the mix down, so it was all kinds of messed up, and I had to re-record the news because I lost the source file and stuff, so it was a nightmare. But I finally got it fixed and finally got it posted. And did we talk about Spinal Tap 2 last week?
We did not.
Did you see it?
That was a great movie. I did.
I have not, because I haven't been able to do a lot lately.
Yeah.
So
It's fantastic. I loved it. So, and as we said, our friend Beth makes a brief appearance in the film, and yeah, great movie. Absolutely loved it.
The drummer is so good. The girl, I can't think of her name right now. But
Oh yeah, she's great.
amazing.
Yeah. So Sulu, what have you been up to?
Oh, writing some songs, and today still looking forward to Barry's retirement, surprises there and stuff. It's Yom Kippur today for Jewish people, so I brought a shofar. I don't think you'll mind. I'm just going to play Shaving Cream. Anyway, I practiced all day for that.
Mazel
This
tov.
is a shofar for the people that don't know. I don't go to temple anymore, but this is my son Jeff, so it takes a lot of practice, but I think I did pretty good. I liked your version of Shaving Cream better on the tribute album. It was great.
Thank you.
So, anyway, well, as we know, that show is he's going to be retiring, so I'm going to be crying, and
A lot of us are going to be crying.
Yeah. And my back is killing me. I have a herniated disc, so I might have to have back surgery.
Oh, that's
in
not
January. Good. That's not wonderful. So anyway, just trying to do the best I can. And anyway, enjoyed performing with Luke Ski at the Wicked Wolf and with Robbie Ravenwood and Jeff Leone. That was pretty fun. He might look for a new place for us. And we'll see what happens. Looking forward to Thanksgiving and seeing all you guys again.
Cool. So give us a quick intro to the song that you posted, and we will give it a listen.
Okay. So I made it with cartoon characters. I really love the cartoon characters of the 60s and the 70s. I'm not so up on the new ones, but I love Luke Ski songs, Snoopy the Doggy Dog, and Hanna-Barbera. I always loved those songs. And when it was Dr. Demento's birthday, and Steve Goody does his Weird Al show, Daniel Radcliffe, and then he does an open mic. So I thought, oh, you know what? I got inspired by Luke Ski, so let's write a song about cartoon animals. And, when I was little, I always wanted to go and meet them, and I fantasized about, having picnics with Yogi Bear and living with the Flintstones and Yippee Yappy and Yahooey. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. And as I got older, I wanted to still do it, and then I thought, I'll be a little spicier, so I took it up a notch. Instead of just joining them, I thought it'd be nice to make Nookie with some of them.
So
and,
I took the video of you performing at the Dr. Demento birthday party that you hosted at your house.
Yeah,
and
with the guitar.
I put the song to it, and I tried to synchronize it as best I could. It's not perfect, but it's good enough to play. So here is I Made It With Cartoon Characters. It's Weird But Not Atrocious by Sulu.
Well, I've tried all the dating sites and they were all a bomb. Hinge, Tinder, and eHarmony, and even Match.com. The guys were jerks and all had quirks and had no sex appeal. I made a wish that put me in an animation reel. Well, suddenly, Bugs Bunny shared with me his carrot long. Yum, yum. And Donald Duck, he loved to webbed feet around me strong. And Porky Pig, I really dig, no kosher Jew I am. 'Cause I enjoyed a slam bam bam from this cute Porky ham. And Yogi Bear enticed me 'cause he brought his picnic basket. Inside it was a hot dog for that weenie. I did ask for it. No. His hairy chest was smelly and surely was the grossest. I made it with cartoon characters. It's weird but not atrocious. Yum, tickle, tickle, tickle on my thigh. Yum, biddle, little, biddle on my guy. Well, Snagglepuss was kinda cute, just like a Star Wars droid. He drove me nuts when we bang butts yelling,
Heavens to Murgatroyd!
Huckleberry Hound would sniff me round. but his mouth had halitosis. I made it with cartoon characters. It's weird but not atrocious. Yum, tickle, tickle, tickle on my thigh. Yum, bit a little on my guy. A killer gorilla saw me, made me hot. He beat his chest. I'm glad they didn't sell him. Making out with him was best. He's closest to a human and knows just how it's done. Yappy and Huey, it's for sure a 3-in-1. When Fred got sick of Wilma, he'd grab his bowling ball. He'd knock me down like a bowling pin and did that caveman call. For sure got his bedrocks off the mostest. I made it with cartoon characters. It's weird but not atrocious. So many on the waiting list don't think this act is bogus. My shrink thinks I am nuts, can't figure out my diagnosis. I made it with cartoon characters. It's weird but not atrocious. That's all, folks.
Nice.
Thank you. Well, I did attend the Wendy Ward Charm School when I was 12. And, my mother sent me there. Remember Montgomery Ward? She said, like, you eat too fast and your, manners aren't so great. Even my husband will say, Sue, like, chew your food. You still got food coming out. We're not in a rush or anything. So she sent me to the Wendy Ward Charm School. I think it was like $20. And then you're supposed to learn how to eat, how to sit with your legs together, how to have etiquette, how to answer politely. Then at the end, there's a culmination where you walk down the runway like this, And so I passed. But now that's kind of, the sound effects are cute, and then the, burping and the kind of adds to it.
I noticed that like most of the cartoon characters were all Hanna-Barbera cartoons. There was no like Bugs Bunny or like Popeye or Mickey Mouse or any of them.
Yeah, I didn't fit them into the song. I mean, I could in the sequel, I guess, but it's just how it worked out. I do love Popeye.
So we got Bugs. Bugs Bunny, Donald Duck, Porky Pig, Yogi Bear. Yippee
Yappy and Yahooey.
Snagglepuss.
Right.
Yeah, Huckleberry Hound, Magilla Gorilla. Yippee Yappy Yahooey, Fred and Wilma from the Flintstones. Yeah. So
she did mention Bugs Bunny. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I couldn't remember. And I didn't put in Pepe Le Pew. I could have added him and Wile E. Coyote and a few others, and Boris and Natasha. I could do another one, but that was fun. I mean, the one you recorded, did you say was the one with me and guitar? That was live with.
I just took the video. It's a video that's up on YouTube of you performing that song at your house at the party, and I just put the studio music to it and tried to match up the lip sync as best I could.
Yeah. Because after that, Demento and Jeff said, "Can you go in the studio and do it?" So I did it. So anyway, it was fun. You guys always inspire me, and I look up to you, and I love being with you guys.
I love that we got you making songs again, because you didn't do any new songs for the longest time. You had some hit songs in the 70s, and then you just kind of stopped. And I love that you're doing it again.
Yeah. Through Dr. Demento, a lot of good things happened. I got a gig on KBC Talk Radio with their morning show. I sung at their Star in 1986. I did some jingles for Panda Inn. I had my own songwriting company, and I won a lot of contests. There was one with Peter, Paul, and Mary. A lot of good things happened. I may put it up on Facebook. A little bit shy, but there's a lot of newspaper articles and letters from the people that managed him and Laughing Linda. So that was really wonderful. Then, so I had like 5 jobs. I had my songwriting, singing telegram company. I worked with KBC Radio and Sports Talk. I did songs for the reporters, and then there was other gigs I had as well. And then I had teaching, and my first job was music grant at Marquez School that burned down in the Palisades. Really sad, because it was like an ESA grant, and I got to do folk songs and blues and spirituals, and I created my own program. But it was only for a year because they only had the funds, and then I went to LA Unified and spent the next 38 years out of school. But I always did, music, theater. I was emceeing the Christmas show in funny costumes. So I had a regular job like Luke Ski. And yeah, they owned me. And if I took sick days, I couldn't tell them, I'd take a few here and there. And then I retired, but it was like I had such a full schedule, I was exhausted. So I sort of took a break. And then in 2021, when Dr. Demento had his 50th anniversary, you asked me if I wanted to be a guest. And that was right when COVID was ending and everything was fine. And I had the best time, and I met all of you guys again. And it was like really wonderful. Even I think one of your mothers I met, I forgot if it was Luke's
mother and my father were both there.
Yeah, your dad went to pick me up, and I was at the wrong arrival place. I was at departing flights, and your dad kept calling me like, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm where I'm supposed to be," because they showed me, and he's circling the airport. And then I think he was in like probably a bad mood, but when he got there, he said, "Don't worry about it." He's the sweetest guy in the world. He gave me his books and cleaned off the mics, and that book about the three-legged dog, I read to my class.
Oh, cool.
He's wonderful.
Cool.
I didn't meet, I met people's mothers, and I met everybody, and then I got to be friendly with fans and the artists, and we ate Chicago pizza that Mike Kaufman took us to, and met Kendra, and she and I became close. I adopted her and told her what her goals should be. So then she went to Nashville, and then met Steve later, and he invited me on his show, and I got inspired by all the artists that they have, because I listened to all of their songs and then the stand-up. So I love learning more about what they do, and it inspires me. So you guys were the catalyst for me coming back, and I really appreciate it. I didn't expect to have anything happen on the show. Maybe they'd play something here and there. I didn't expect any top 10, but the fans are really wonderful and sweet, and
comedy music fans are the best.
And I think and he appreciates everything, I know, that you guys do more than you will ever know. So this has really been wonderful, and I hope it keeps going, and you guys are the best. So
well, I wanted to mention that myself and Devo and a lot of our ilk here who formed the FuMP, I mean, we all for in the various ways we were able to catching hearing tapes of episodes of the early days of the 70s and 80s when all of you were there in the room, and answering the phones, and just how much and just hearing all the stories and about all you guys being together in the same place at the same time, and us living in this world of we're all spread out around the country on the internet, so we can't even hang out and go get pizza whenever we want to. It's like you guys all hung out in the same place at the same time every week, making this amazing show, making history. And I think we all kind of felt this whole notion of God, we wish we could have been a part of that. We wish we could have been there for when all of that happened, and that moment and that camaraderie and stuff was happening. So one of the best things that I heard from Beefalo Bill, being when he was at FuMPFest 2021 at some point, I had mentioned something about that, and he basically said the way you guys are at FuMPFest, that's the way it felt back in the day. That's you guys have your own version of that thing when you all get together and put on these shows together. That's the same vibe, and that just made me feel so good to know that we found our own version of that with each other, that we try to do once or twice a year, depending on what's going on, you know. So
you guys are a close-knit, crazy group, and everybody loves you. And and that's, you know, in the beginning, Dr. Demento didn't have people to answer the phones, but then he had Jungle Judy, Captain Chaos, and they were an item, but then they fought and they split up. Then there was Laughing Linda, who was the secretary of Larry Gordon, his personal assistant, with Gordon Cassidy, and then she didn't really want to do the show, so they brought Bedlam AC, and they were improv, and they were great, but they didn't do music. Then they brought me in, but of course, he brought me in and said, would you mind having Sulu? And since I wasn't really an actress, but I did take improv at the advice of his manager, and me and Dr. Demento had this class, and I was a geisha girl, and he had found me off the street, and he took me in, and we were supposed to act serious. It was wonderful. But anyway, they had to accept me into the group, you know, and we answered phones, and then they left, and then he brought in Bill and Damascus, the crazy talented guy who used to chase me around the studio. And when I would twist my hair, he would slap me, and it was crazy. Then Barnes and Barnes, then Weird Al. But I think I didn't date any of them, although some wanted to, but I remained professional. You know, each of them, there was a lot of people dating each other and switching off. I just said, no, I want to be your friend. That's the best way to not be hurt and
probably for the best.
Your sanity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw it, you know, and then when I had Jeffrey, you know, I was pregnant, like this big, I said, you know, I think I probably should take off for a while. And so then I came back. He said, whenever you want to come back, you can come back. But we were like a crazy family, a demented family, just like you guys. And it was really, really cool. And to think that it's been almost 50 years, and with his show 55. So, you know, I feel old, but around you guys, I feel young. So, you know, people that don't know me, they'll go, Susan, hi, Susan, da-da-da-da, and I go, my name's Sulu, so the people that weren't born yet may not know, you know, I start, you know, talking to them, they go, oh, we didn't hear you then, or some will say, we heard you, but if they didn't, they'll see Susan Sulu DeVoe, they go, yes, Susan, and I hate that name, but that's, so, yeah, it was, I wish you guys could have been there with us, but you would have had a blast, but you still are. You're still doing the podcasts and the MarsCon and FuMPFest, and it's a lot of fun. And I've met a lot of people. I did Boob Tree with Angela and Joey and a bunch of other people. I learned the game at FuMPFest. I'm the slowest one, but I draw the worst because I know I drew for you, and it was terrible. I know you.
The point isn't the game. The point of the game isn't to be the best artist. The point
I know.
is to simply try, and then we all see what becomes of what the tries are. And
Chuck can draw anything, and you also, and
yeah,
Lucy, but mine looks like
Lindsay. Yeah,
demented stick figures.
Kendra. Yeah,
but I've learned that game. That, you know, we stay up till 2 doing it, and Janice Campbell first taught me, and that's so fun. So they wanted me to do another one, but it kept going on, and then I was so hungry, and it was still going on. I hadn't eaten dinner, but yeah, I had a blast. So
yeah, Boob Tree is a good time.
Yeah, so you guys work really hard, you know, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate everybody else too. I've met so many cool people there, and I love their music, and I like, you know, being with them. And you guys, I mean, there's stuff that people don't even know that you do, Tom, you know, behind the scenes. I don't think you even sleep, between you and Luke Ski and Ian and
yeah,
Chris.
I'm debating whether or not to
everybody
go
knows
to bed
everything about
tonight because I gotta leave for Con on the Cob tomorrow morning, and I'm not ready. I still have stuff to do, so I'm
Oh my
debating
God. Yeah,
whether I should just stay up late and get stuff done, or go to bed and get up and do it in the morning. So I don't know. We'll see.
You need to sleep a little. Like Steve Goody never sleeps. He's like
Yeah.
writing like 28 hours a day, and a lot of you are like that, and it's just your brain's going. Shh. But you do need some sleep.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards going to bed because I had a migraine earlier today, and I managed to get rid of it. But like, I'm afraid if I don't sleep, it's going to come back. But interesting story. I have an ice pack holder. It's this headband thing. I've actually worn it on the show a couple times when I had a migraine, and it holds little tiny ice packs. So you just put them wherever you want. And I took a nap with that on, and I was leaning on the ice pack. Well, apparently the pressure after the ice pack melted was too much for it, and it leaked. So I woke up, and I've still got like my hair. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like blue gel in my hair from the inside of the ice pack. So like, and like all my fingers are like, I don't know if you where's the
Like that,
camera?
you mean?
Where's-
Blue gel?
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. So let me see. I've got blue on my hands from just scraping it out of my hair.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna try to get some sleep, and then I'll leave tomorrow whenever I'm ready.
Yeah, you should. And Lusky's tired too, but he does a lot. Well, that's, I guess you get more done the more you have to do. You manage it, Those days of going to bed early, forget it. So
Yeah.
you'll
Also,
manage.
before we wrap up, I wanted to just ask. I don't assume everybody's heard all of my songs, because I've made a lot over the past,
Oh my God.
since '96. But I don't know if you were aware that I have my own parody of Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but it's about when Disney bought Marvel from, when Disney bought the Marvel company and they owned it. So basically, it's about all of the Marvel characters.
I think I heard part of
Yeah, it was.
But I didn't do the song based on that. I did
I know.
that. Yeah, you've done so many. Yeah.
But yeah, I just like now the FuMP now has two different supercalifragilistic parodies about cartoon characters in some way.
That's so great. Yeah. Yeah, and you've inspired a lot of young kids too that are getting on the FuMP.
Well, Yao in
Alex Van
particular.
and Gavin. Well, he hasn't put one up, but I really like Tick on Me a lot. So cute.
Yeah,
So
both.
you're
both my-
inspiring a whole new generation, and that Gavin was, he came to, I think it was, FuMPFest, and he was like in awe of you guys, and he said, "You're all so nice and sweet," and after you guys get too old, or if you want to keep doing this till you're 100, you have to have a new generation taking over.
Yeah.
And I think that they love it. So
I would love to
should-
pawn this off on somebody else at some point. So, any volunteers, let me know.
Well, now that your kids are all over the age of 18, maybe they can step up and take on the responsibilities of the adults, which is,
Yeah, they have
running the comedy music podcast,
no
business.
interest whatsoever.
the family
None.
business.
Yep. No interest.
Yeah, but my son has a radio show. He does well. He's inspired by Weird Al and all those people. But my daughter, she's very embarrassed by me. It's just like, Mom, you embarrass me all the time with those songs. But anyway, yeah. So even Al's daughter didn't follow in his footsteps, Nina. So she's not doing parodies or anything. All right, have them follow their heart. I mean, I'm sure they'll do fine.
Yeah.
But
yeah. They're smart
You
kids.
will get younger kids like they're involved, and they are going to be the next generation. So, and you still have your ginger hair. You
I
don't
do
really
for
have
now.
that
I
much
mean, it's
gray,
going
so-
gray, but it's still red.
Luke skis is not great either. So you still have years to go.
But
So-
wait, quick thing, Devo, have you been watching the show Peacemaker?
No, I've never seen that.
Oh,
It's on my list. I'll
Okay.
get to it at some point, but
well, something having to do with gingers is happening in season 2, and I'll let you catch that for yourself whenever you have the time.
okay. Wildcard in the chat. Sulu, Wildcard wants to know where your son does his radio show.
It's in Bellevue, Washington, which is near Seattle. It's on Move
It's
in
in-
92.5. He started as a promotions person, moved up to programming, and then assistant producer, and then they fired Jubal, the other guy, so he took his place. He was really nervous. He got some consulting from Dan Pasternak and different people in the business, and he's doing good. They're syndicated in 50 stations, and Barry's played some of his parodies too, which is nice. And they go, "Oh, you're competing with your mom, are you?" But so Bellevue's a really nice area, and it's about 15 minutes from Seattle. So 92.5 FM, and in different cities as well. He started at a very low salary, but he didn't really want to do that. He wanted to work for ESPN or sports, but he enjoyed being behind the scenes and doing digital content. But things happen, but he did pay his dues, so he's doing well. And I don't see the kids that much, but I have you guys and my family, and So anyway, you could catch him on that station, and you could Google his parodies as well. So
Okay, cool.
anyway,
So do you have
thank
anything
you
you'd
so
like
much,
to plug?
you guys.
Do you have anything
well,
you'd like to plug?
Well, I won't know about some gigs until till December, or even on my son's show that he's promised to bring me on. So I'm not going to know. I'm going to have to send that to you.
Okay.
And right now and then, just listen to the next two shows, and maybe you'll be surprised or whatever. and we'll all have the Kleenex for Dr. Demento. So, but when I have more, I'll let you know. I'll message you, and then I'll put it out there.
All right.
So
Sounds
thank
good.
you.
All right.
And you guys, this has been a lot of fun. And you guys need to go to bed.
Yeah, I
and
know,
Luke,
it's late.
If they make a big thing, I'm going to help you out. I'll write a letter to them and say you're absolutely needed, and they should recognize your talent. So, and then maybe they'd change their mind, but too bad. Just go ahead and do it. Anyway, thank you for having me. It's been exciting, and yeah, and I don't go to as many Weird Al concerts as Ethan and Dave, but
You do.
I went. Yeah, I just go to one or two. Anyway. So once that tapers off, then more of your FuMP songs will be noted, and it'll be wonderful. And keep it going. Keep the site going. Keep everything going. And
We're trying.
I will continue to write and support you and be part of your crazy mayhem and laughing wax and whatever you want to call it. So I appreciate you guys having me on. I'll keep writing and stay demented and crazy, and that's all I have to say.
All right. Thanks, Sulu.
Say hi to Jen and Kalani and everybody and your kids
Okay.
and your cats. All right. And thank you so much. And we'll talk soon. Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
This is the FuMP.
And everything in your body hurts all the time. When everything is going wrong, it's time to sing along with this stupid song. When you
Come on over, baby, and we'll do it Asgard style. Come on. I'm calling thunder and lightning from the blue. You're marveling
the sack, and my Avenger will assemble for you. Punching f***ing Nazis, a fist right to their face, making damn sure that they always know that they're not the master race. Stick your head in a barrel of shaving cream, be nice and clean, shave every day and you'll always look keen.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com.
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news, there are but 2 episodes of the Dr. Demento show left. This week's episode is going to be Dr. Demento's favorite songs that didn't make the top 40, and then the following week is the all-time top 40 countdown, and that is it, folks. That's all she wrote. Last week's episode was an all-request show that I haven't listened to yet. I'm going to be listening to it tomorrow on my drive to Con on the Cob, because I needed something to listen to in the car, so I've been saving that.
I wanted to mention at least a couple things about that episode that tie into, me and the FuMP. Not everything, because that would be too much to mention. But as a surprise to me, my mother, Carol Pearson, also known as Momski, she actually did one of the audio request things and made a request for my song Star Wars Trilogy Homesick Blues. And in the email she sent along with the audio request, she said some incredibly wonderful things about Dr. Demento and how wonderful and supportive he's been over all these years, with me and with everybody. And he read some of that on the air. So that was it's a great moment. I'm so happy that it happened and that my mom did that, and it was really touching. And I also wanted to say that the final request of the final request show is "This Is What Happens When You Give Logan a Medley" by the FuMP, which was requested by Eclectic Lee Sites, who basically said he thought that he left a voice message as well, which basically says that the final request show should have some amount of Logan Whitehurst in it. So why not do this track, which has nearly all of his big comedy song type hits in it, covered by us. So it was so wonderful to have been included in the final all request show, and many awesome people who are part of the FuMP and just other friends of mine, people in our greater community, did get their requests played and did get their voices on the air. So you can all listen in and see who's on there and what they requested, and it's an amazing episode. It's actually a lot longer than a regular episode. I think it was like 2 hours and 37 minutes or something. So
yeah, it was like 2.5 hours. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And the only other news I have is that tomorrow is Bandcamp Friday, October 3rd. So you can support your favorite comedy musician on Bandcamp, and more of the money goes to the artist. And the FuMP does have a Bandcamp page. We are at thefump.bandcamp.com. I have been putting up all of the albums. I don't think all 112 are up there. I think there's a whole bunch missing in the middle, but I'll be backfilling them as time allows. But I know 112 is up there. So thefump.bandcamp.com. I'm at devospice.bandcamp.com. There's also Cirque du What at cdsw.bandcamp.com, insaneian.bandcamp.com, wormquartet.bandcamp.com, powersalad.bandcamp.com, lukeski.bandcamp.com. There's a lot of Bandcamp people out there, folks. So support your local Bandcamp comedy musician. Hang on, there's a spammer in the chat. Okay. All right. Anything else before tour dates?
Let me check my notes, because I think it's all stuff we've already talked about recently.
My notes,
Yep.
My notes. There, my notes. You're the only person who will ever get that parody.
Yes. And also, it took me forever to kind of realize that, in a sense, their song My Nuts is maybe not necessarily like a parody, but it is kind of inspired by the song Mana Mana from The Muppet Show. So I never really put that together until like a few years ago. I'm like, wait a minute. So it's like, go, it's like I don't know. It was like different enough that I didn't make the connection right away.
Luke and I are talking about the song "My Nuts" by the Fat Boys. If anyone would like to look that up,
from their album "Crushin'," which I believe was their best-selling album.
yeah, that was that was the one that had "Wipeout" on it.
Yep. And basically just animation and stuff podcast with Agatha Vile. Go check that out wherever you can hear podcasts, or go to luke.ski/podcast. It's also on Spotify. And listen to the all the Dr. Demento retrospective episodes. If you are more particularly interested in the stuff that has to do with us from the FuMP, then start listening with episode 2534, which covers 1995 to 1999, because that's when most of us started getting played. Just like the whole thing, like all these retrospective episodes going all the way back to 1970.
They've been so good. They've been so good.
And I'm really curious to hear. I mean, I'm kind of guessing the majority of the top 40 is going to be, the 36 tracks from, the
20th anniversary collection.
20th anniversary collection, plus like maybe Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. It's probably just going to be that. So it's like, that's not going to be as much of a surprise to me as hearing what Dr. D chooses to play next week for his, penultimate show that has songs that he particularly likes that aren't in the top 40. So it'll be interesting to hear which things he picks out.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's about it.
All right, tour dates. Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goody hosting at the Bluebird. Sundays online, 2 Sleeps. The last Sunday of each month on Facebook, Lauren Mayer. Mondays online, Steve Goody and Brad Tassel at virtualcomedyshow.com. Wednesdays in San Francisco, California, Ben Vicini. The 3rd and 4th in Newton, Pennsylvania, Carla Ulbrich. On the 4th in Richfield, Ohio, or the weekend of the 4th, Devo Spice, Soggy Potato Chips, Pastor Haster, Toby Danger, and a handful of other nerdcore acts at Con on the Cob. On the 5th in Baltimore, Maryland, Bussy. On the 6th in Los Angeles, California, Matt Harbert. On the 8th in Long Island City, New York, David W. Jacobson. On the 10th on YouTube, Escape from the Secret Lab featuring the Consortium of Genius. And on the 11th in White House Station, New Jersey, Carla Ulbrich. And birthdays coming up on the 5th, Mike Renneker of the Belle Isle Rats, who we just had on the show last week. Happy birthday, Mike. All right. Second song of the week, new one by Burblesbelly, followed by a brief interview with Eric. Here is Wiener Dog.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's a lot of pressure, just keeping up. Life can be a challenge for a regular pup. Those hybrid fuzzy doodles with their blown dry coats have changed the game. I do my best though, you can't ask for more. Trying to keep my belly off the floor, but it's tough when your circumference and length are just about the same. I'm working hard to fetch that stick. I'll get her done, but it probably won't be quick. My spirit's willing, but my flesh gets in the way, and I don't appreciate those judgy looks or sobriquets. Don't hunt no rabbits, don't herd no sheep, don't catch no frisbees, don't jump or leap. I'm just a garden variety, standard issue wiener dog. Not sleek and sporty, not tough and lean, less Navy SEAL, more Navy bean. And that's why I need your help when I want to get up on the bed. Those dogs on TikTok, I can't compete. Airbrushed and filtered, pedicured feet. So I try to focus more on my cylindrical appeal instead. I'm working hard to catch that ball. I'll probably trip, but it's not too far to fall. If I can't carry it up in my jaw, I'll roll it right back with my stubby wiener paw. I don't pull dog sleds, don't hunt no quail. I play with dog toys, I chase my tail. I'm just a garden variety, standard issue wiener dog. I dig a pretty good hole. I chase the cats from my bowl. I make a fine sausage roll on Halloween. Don't guard no junkyards, don't lead the blind. That's simply not how I was designed. I'm just a garden variety, standard issue wiener dog. I'm just a garden variety, standard issue wiener dog.
I am here with Eric Arnold, aka Burblesbelly. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing well. It's a beautiful day here on Whidbey Island in Washington State, and it's doing good, doing really well.
Good. Glad to hear it. So tell us about wiener dogs. Do you have a wiener dog? I know you have a cat named Burbles.
We have two cats. We have Burble and Lenny. Don't have a wiener dog. Love dogs, and have loved a lot of wiener dogs that friends have over the years. But no wiener dog. I just got inspired. I thought wiener dog's kind of a funny name for a song, and it sort of wrote itself. A lovable wiener dog just trying to do his best, and being shown up by the fancier dogs.
Ah, of course. So,
But,
yeah, go ahead. No, sorry, go ahead.
No, but this was the first dog, this is the first song I ever wrote about a dog. I've written a lot of cat songs and songs about various animals, but this was my first dog song. So, and I am a dog person as well as a cat person.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm an animal lover myself. Everything except flies. I will kill the shit out of a fly, but
Yeah,
otherwise,
my rule with insects is simple. I'll let them be unless they come into my house, and once they're in my house, the rules change. I'm ruthless with insects in my house.
most even inside my house, most spiders and insects and things, I'll try to take them outside alive if possible. But flies, they just something about flies just triggers me, and I just go full like Jason Voorhees on the flies. You know.
Well, I understand, and I don't want to encourage any kind of really crazy behavior, but we got one of these fly swatter things, an electronic fly swatter, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty satisfying to zap those things. Anyway,
I've looked into those.
but we do
I
love the
want to get
animals.
them. Yeah. But
Yeah.
back to wiener dogs. So yeah, what else can you tell us about this song?
Well, like I say, I hadn't written a song about a dog before, though I love dogs, and I've always been kind of the phrase "wiener dogs" always made me laugh. You might recall years ago a cartoonist. He did something called The Far Side,
Hmm. Oh yeah.
and there was a cartoon in The Far Side. It was like the Trojan War, and the Trojans are at the gates, and the Greeks are trying to sneak in, and the Trojan yells down to the guys at the gate, "Open the gate! It's just a big wiener dog," because all the Greeks are hiding in a wiener dog instead of hiding in a big Trojan horse. And it just always made me laugh. And I thought, wiener dog, that's just a great name for a song. So I thought, all right, I had a little tune. I always write the the tune first. In fact, I'm always asking songwriters, like, I always do the music first and then I do the lyrics. Do you ever do it the other way around?
I usually do it the other way around, because I'm a rapper.
Yeah.
So like the first thing I do is I start writing lyrics, and then I kind of decide
Okay.
on what patterns I want to make inside the lyrics. And then once I have a pattern in the lyrics, I then start working on the beat, and I try to make a beat that complements the lyrics. Um, I have gone the other way a couple of times, and honestly, I think I should go the other way more, because when I do go the other way, when I do have a beat first and I make the lyrics match the beat, it tends to come out better. But I'm just such a lyrically driven person that I tend to write the lyrics first rather than work on the music first. Especially now as I'm trying to get, more and more, I'm trying to have other people do the music for me so I can focus on the lyrics. So,
Yeah, yeah. Well, boy, I sure don't write any kind of rap sort of stuff. Um, but the music seems to just sort of come kind of naturally. I mean, I'm not writing, great pieces of art or anything, but man, I struggle with the lyrics sometimes. But in this case, once I had the changes kind of worked out, it was sort of a kind of fun, upbeat, but slightly melancholy sort of sound in my head. And I came back to Wiener Dog and I thought, okay, a song about a wiener dog, but it has to be slightly melancholy. So it's a wiener dog doing his best, but being shown up by all the fancy dogs. Um, and then I had this strange little, I guess called the middle eight. That's what the Beatles used to refer to these kind of bridge type things. And I had this that was just this major seven chord to a minor seven chord, and it just worked its way down the fretboard. And I'd had it sort of in, I'd had it kind of sneaking around a bunch of songs for a while, but it seemed to fit right into this one. And that's that last little bit, where the wiener dog starts saying, "But I can do things. I dig a pretty good hole. I chase the cats from my bowl. I make a fine sausage roll on Halloween." And so I was really pleased to be able to kind of slip that in there as well as a kind of a little middle eight. So that was the origin of Wiener Dog. Just think it's a funny phrase. Loved the dogs, and thought it was about time I wrote a song about a dog.
you can never have too many songs about wiener dogs. There aren't too many of them. I know there's Dachshunds with erections can't climb stairs, which is an old favorite.
Okay,
Look that one up if you haven't heard it. It's great.
I haven't heard that one.
I don't know about any others I can think of off the top of my head. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of songs about dogs in general, but not too many about wiener dogs in particular.
Well, my wife was getting her hair done a couple days ago, and her hairstylist was talking about a big wiener dog parade here on Whidbey Island. It's
Really?
happening. I think it's happening on Saturday. And she said, "Hey, you should check out my husband's new song, Wiener Dog." So I don't know. Maybe I'll be featured in the parade. They'll blast Wiener Dog over the loudspeaker as the parade
Oh,
starts
they
or
got to put
something.
you in the parade. Just play it on a loop, through the whole parade.
Hey, I'm completely open to it, absolutely. But yeah, it was fun to write, and it was about time I wrote a song about a dog.
All right, excellent. And that island you live on sounds like a wonderful place. So we really need to like get the crap out of New Jersey and maybe look into there.
Yeah, it really is. It's lovely, and it's just about 50 miles from Seattle. But it's you can drive around. It takes a while, but it's connected by a ferry, so it sort of feels both close and far. It's only about 2 hours, onto Seattle on a good day without too much traffic. Which is enough if we want to do big shopping or something like that. We
Yeah.
can get over there. It's not like we're in the middle. I mean, you know, country can be pretty country. I mean, you can be, hours and hours and hours from, civilization. And this is kind of a nice little compromise. It feels both kind of close and far away. But it is really beautiful. And I've just gotten completely spoiled, with the water everywhere. I'm looking out my window and I see Pen Cove out there. And I do a lot of bike riding, and I have to remind myself as I'm riding my bike, I'll just be riding along and I have to kind of shake myself like, look around, Eric, look around. This is really a cool place.
I thought you were going to
But
say you
yeah,
have to
we're really
remind
happy.
yourself not to go into the water on your bike. But
Yeah, well, yeah, fortunately, the roads are very safe and they're well maintained and everything. But yeah, I do have to keep my wits about me. As I get older, I notice that my speeds really, really decrease a lot. I used to love to do I've been riding since I was a kid, and I used to love to do the kind of barreling down the hills and everything. And I find myself now hitting those brakes and thinking, oh, I'm a little brittler than I used to be.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah. When you're a
but I
kid,
do
you're
have to.
like you're invincible. When you're this age, it's like that could hurt if I fall.
Yeah, and that's really in the forefront of my brain way more now as I've gotten older, especially when I get on a bicycle. So, but I do have to, biking and just walking around when I walk to the supermarket or something, I have to stop myself and go, wow, look around. This is really something. It's a fun island too. There are deer everywhere, which can be kind of a nuisance. They eat
Mm.
everything, but it's pretty cool to be walking. Went for a walk last night after dinner, and I saw probably 15 deer just roaming around, munching on the grass, and it's pretty magical. We like it a lot. We love Seattle too, but it was
Yeah.
time to try something new.
Do you have an AMC on the island, or do you have to go to the mainland to see a movie?
There is a theater on the island in Oak Harbor. It's a town about 10 miles north of us. So yeah, we can see a movie here on the island. It's a pretty good movie theater as well. They
But
just
it's not an
renovated
AMC.
it. Oh, I'm not positive. It
Yeah.
might be.
No,
I'm
because
not
I have a
positive.
membership. That might be a deal breaker for me. I go see a lot
Oh,
of movies.
okay. Yeah, we don't see a tremendous number of movies, but they do have them here on the island.
Okay.
But we do have to go off island for, well, like Costco. That's the big thing.
Mm.
Got to go off island to get to Costco, and unfortunately, and this has been a kind of pain in the neck. We take our cars to the dealership, which is probably a dumb thing to do, but we do, and you got to go off island to get to the dealership. So like an oil change is like a half a day
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
proposition, and that's a pain in the neck. But otherwise, it's what do they say? It's like the price of living in paradise. So we're very lucky, and we do love it. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Well, there is something a little new, which is I finally got around to getting on to all the streaming services. So if you just can't get enough Burblesbelly, you can now go to Spotify or to Apple iTunes or whatever they all are. I mean, I just went through this. I'm not much of a techie, so just kind of powered through this process of getting myself stuff uploaded. And now it's uploaded. So I think, I've got a handful of streams. I think I might even have sold one song because I guess that's
All
the way
right.
you get streams or people can buy the song, and I might have sold one. But that's kind of fun. I mean, just to get it up there. I haven't promoted it in any way. I don't really know. I've heard so many things about like these promotional companies. It's all about bots, and they're going to
Yeah, don't
increase.
sign up for any of those because they will add you to botted playlists and then your music will get taken down by Spotify because they don't like that. So
Yeah.
don't do any of that type of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've haven't really promoted it much, and I'm not streaming much or anything. But it's just kind of nice to get it up there. It feels like kind of another kind of a step that I've been meaning to take, and still trying to put together a band. And maybe I'll be getting out this winter and spring to do some more gigging. I've been thinking more about trying to get out and gig some,
Cool.
but haven't been doing much lately. But anyway, the Spotify stuff, the streaming stuff, that's new. So that's cool.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and we will catch you next
My
time.
pleasure, Tom. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks for doing all this stuff. It's just great of you guys to get it all done. But hey, listen, have a great day, and thanks again for making this happen.
You too, man. Take care.
Bye bye.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback. Feedback. You know that segment of the show we do about now? Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback. All right, let's finish this up quick because my bandwidth keeps dying. Baramon wrote, oh yeah, wait, Baramon's got a thing. Baramon says, like, subscribe, and use your free Amazon Twitch Prime subscription. Support your local comedy musicians. They are doing God's work. Amen. Baramon emailed me and wrote, over the last few decades, the sheer onslaught of email spam has taught us to despise being sent any advertising. It doesn't cost the sender anything, and they send millions of them. However, this is a gentle reminder that junk mail isn't free to send. Someone had to pay postage on it, and it's a huge chunk of the post office's revenue, so not quite as worthless as email spam. Hope this helps Luke feel a bit better. Thank you, Baramon. And over on YouTube...
Hello! A quick question. Oh my God, it's you, not again.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm seeing just a black screen for you. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Told you,
I just wanted to...
My bandwidth has been dying. So. A-Log wrote, congrats on your anniversary, Devo. And Luke, in regards to your gripes of the job, I will play Stupid Day Job by Wally Pleasant in your honor. And furthermore, I applaud Meow Meme for her hacker skills at her age. Let's make sure she doesn't get any bright ideas about where to hack next. Thank you, A-Log. And that is it for feedback. So...
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. And I have a job.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's song is by Ethan Moyer. We are going to have a bonus Sunday song by Steve Goody. And
Tuesday song is not yet posted.
He assures me it will be posted, but it's not yet, so we will have to see.
And nothing.
Yeah.
There is no third thing. Is that clear?
All right. All right. I need a topic for this week's Spotify playlist. You got any ideas?
I had one the other day, and okay, so somebody contacted Tony asking if he knew of any songs that were about Disney, not songs by Disney, but songs about Disney. So I went through an old playlist of mine that I did for a Bad Rapport episode, and there was just like a really good list of tracks there. So I was thinking I could just send you that list of tracks, and whichever ones of those are on Spotify, you can make that the playlist.
Yeah, let's do that. So songs about Disney.
Okay, cool.
Obviously, the song that you mentioned during Sulu's interview will be part of it. And I know Tony has a song.
Yes.
And doesn't Paul
Tony's
and Storm
song.
have a...
I'm not sure if it... I'm not... Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was Da Vinci's Notebook when they were with.
Oh, right.
They did that. Kingdom in the Sky. Let me find that list. Here it is. Yeah.
Oh
Mickey
no,
Mouse
I'm
Polka
thinking
by
the Power
I'll send you
Salad
this
song.
list, but Mickey Mouse Polka by Brave. I have no idea what you just said because
I was thinking the Power Salad song.
Anyway.
Like, do a Disney song.
Oh yeah. What happened there? That's weird.
Why don't you just email me the list
there.
and then I will put it together because my bandwidth is not going to
I'm doing that
survive.
right now.
So, all right. In that case, let's get out of here. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski, and Sulu was here.
He was.
Because we like her.
Yay.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
Waka 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 woo! Donkey Kong!